It's Gurley Power. I'm Jonathan Coachman. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, running back Todd Gurley, fresh off a standout performance a week ago, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. With Charles. This one, I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And they'll be led out by their quarterback, the very, very talented Andrew Luck.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The starters now on offense, and Stephon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries, but boy, has he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stephon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way. You're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
Brandon, there's 2 weeks to go in the regular season, so you know the pressure is ramped up in so many ways. People have to win games, try and get their bonuses, the whole deal. But how about trying to close out an MVP award?
Just 2 weeks to go. There has to be a lot of pressure there. We talked about that in previous weeks, sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah, he can talk all he wants about, I don't listen to that, and there's no pressure. All we're doing is trying to win games. He knows, we all know, he's been the one who's been leading the pack. Let's see if he can close it out.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
First down, Lions on a pickup of 13. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
But now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And here's the offense now. Charles, who's the guy you chose to highlight?
The tone setter, the guy in the middle, Alex Mack. His return, never good for the opposition.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a draw play for Gurley. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. They wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. He finds Dorsett. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. There's Garoppolo to throw. Complete to Dorsett. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards on the play. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Todd Gurley hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Well, look now at the starters on the defensive side for the Lions. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Throwing on 3rd down. Luck to Michelle on the screen. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 9 catches, 106 yardage-wise, and the score as well.
And he now has 8 touchdowns on the season, and I just know this. He's going to be so eager to run routes in this one and try and get to the end zone at least 2 more times. 10 is a key number. Really signifies that you've had a big year.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. This unit, they're hoping to improve against the pass because right now, Charles, number 27 in the NFL.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is a number 1 overall passing team in the NFL. But it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember
his vision to find the holes, and he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Dorsett making the catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I'm being given much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Garoppolo now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Gurley. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down. On 2nd down now, it's Green, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And able to find Dorsett. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
On 1st and goal, Gurley. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Garoppolo now. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Now Lutz for the field goal try.
Lutz on for the field goal of 29 yards in.
And Lutz's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
We got this.
And here comes the Lions defensive unit. They trot back out onto the field. And we're going to get a peek at some of the hits that have helped them get this first half lead.
And you know how the best hits happen? By being really good on that side of the ball in terms of fundamentals. Being in the right spot.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum? That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Off the draw, here's Michel. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. Now Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The numbers a week ago for Michel. 22 carries, 54 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
Now it's Miller. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Luck. And his throw is incomplete.
Yeah, that one's bounds because they are very gifted. They'll make this.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
The Vikings on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. A shotgun snap for Luck. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Oh, heavy Lion pressure here, and they block it. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions. In for the score. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. Able to get the pressure, get a paw on it, knock it down, and then go and grab it and take it into the end zone. What a play. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. And he's able to find Diggs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A 3rd down gain of 19.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll run on 1st down. Michelle. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Here's Johnny Hecker now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Jimmy Garoppolo and his offense heading back on the field. And they must have seen something leading up to this one that said, hey, we're going to be able to go deep because they've gone deep with a lot of success.
And pick your phrase, pick your code words, your buzzwords, whatever, vertical stretch, deep passes, go routes, right? What's that route you love? What's that route you love? Four verts. All of it working because they're able to find ways to get deep and for him to show off that big arm.
We see some of that big arm right here. He has been great. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. From the 38, Garoppolo. That's complete to, I think, a Whiteside. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On first down, it's Gurley. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now on second down, this is Gurley. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 44. The Lions on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's Gurley now out of the gun. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there.
Mike 20! Mike, number 53! Mike 53! So we got man.
On first down, it's Green. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The Lions on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. And a nice little broken tackle run there by Todd Gurley, the 10th pick in the 2015 draft.
And that's what you get with him, that full package of speed, power, able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Many people doubted him coming out because of the knee injury in college. They're seeing the full Todd Gurley now, and it hurts.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Gurley. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. On second down and 4, Garoppolo. He'll throw underneath for Gurley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Garoppolo on first down. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Back to the ground game here, Gurley. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They go play action here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
You better be ready next time.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Second down and goal. Garoppolo under pressure again, and down he goes again. D Ford, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on third down following 2 negative plays. Now Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And Lutz puts this one through. And the lead now increases to 20-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. This is fielded at the goal line. He'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line.
Let's go!
And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing again on second down. Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Returnable here for Davis. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Lions will take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Here we go.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Dorsett's got it. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, Time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Nick Foles leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. Carson Wentz sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. And finally, Monday Night Football. They've got a good one lined up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. In the game you're watching, it was Jimmy Garoppolo who was brilliant in that first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they've got to make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They run. It's Gurley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Here we go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Gurley. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Open man is Uzomah. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
Let's go, D.
Garoppolo looks to throw. And able to find Green. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 12-yard line. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. To throw is Garoppolo. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Todd Gurley with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And last year's rushing and total touchdown leader Todd Gurley caps it with his first of the game here. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. And Diggs has it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch left, watch left.
From the gun, here's Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. On the ground is Michel. Well, the ball is out. Michel lost it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Love. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one maybe his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the positioning, the field position, and he loved to play defense.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back near his goal line. Here's Garoppolo. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Garoppolo going to try and throw on 3rd. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he will get the 1st down as he's up to the 20-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Here we go. What do you need? Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I got it.
Throwing on 1st is Garoppolo. Higbee secures it over the middle. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 1st down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 1st down, Lions on a pickup of 13.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Here we go. What do you need? Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
Garoppolo now. 1st down throw. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. He finds Dorsett. It's complete.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
At the Vikings 34-yard line.
On play action, now Garoppolo. Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. Here comes a 20th carry for Gurley. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
A 3-yard pickup.
Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Garoppolo now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. C.J. Uzomah, his 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Lutz now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Here's Love. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Got to love the catch. I think you got to love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They've become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
On 2nd down, Michel. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here on these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 19. A shotgun snap for Love. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Here we go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Here we go, here we go. 180! Check, 53 is mine.
Now it's Gurley. Space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Gurley again here on first down. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now a handoff for Gurley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On the handoff, it's Gurley. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. On second down, it's Green. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Green. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
180! Mike. That's what I do. Check. 53's Mike.
On the counter, Gurley. This carry with the extra effort is going to get him stopped up just shy of the 10. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when it's...
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Going to flare this one out to Gurley in the flat. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing is Locke. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. It'll be a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Now Locke, and he'll get that to Michel, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Luck now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Luck throwing again. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Again, Locke to Michel on the screen. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Throwing again is Locke. Now a hit, and Locke lost the football. It's out.
We call that sack block.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Throwing on 3rd down, Locke. This is Miller, complete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
Here we go. Like 80. Number 53. Mike 53. Pick me up. Here we go.
They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
Another carry now for Gurley. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves, you're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
They try right side here, Gurley. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Lions, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.